Welcome back. We are here in studio with Miss Jessica Flores.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
I'm so excited for you to be here.
I know you have no idea. We've been talking about this moment probably since the moment we found out you were going to executive produce this show and pretty much be like the boss and the host and stuff. So it's so dope to be here.
I know. I'm so excited.
I'm so happy.
know.
I feel like you just have like such a good energy and that it's like a contagious energy. It's like
Thank
such
you.
a positive thing and like you just give off good vibes. So we love having you in studio.
Thank
it's
you.
a good morning. It's a
Yes,
bright morning today.
Very good morning.
It
She is a
is.
bright, shining light in here.
Guys,
Jessica,
stop.
you are a bright, shining light in everything you do, and you've done so much. You came here for USC soccer, and
Yeah.
then what'd you do from there?
Yeah, okay, so I got recruited my junior year in college to come play soccer. And honestly, all throughout high school, I was known as just like the soccer girl. Like, I almost played for like the Mexican national team at some point. So it was always like athletics for me my whole life. And my dad really pushed for me to be a very hard worker and just train hard. And so if you would have told me that like come senior year in college, I wouldn't be playing soccer anymore, I would have been like, there's no way. Of course I'm going to be playing soccer because my whole life I was a soccer player. And then I came and I played on the team and I realized, you know, soccer wasn't, I guess, it just wasn't my passion anymore. And I would see people doing Trojan Visions freshman year and I'd be like playing soccer and I'd be like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could host and I wish I could produce and radio and I don't know, I just kind of always wanted to get involved in more things other than athletics because it had been athletics my whole life. So I felt like there was so much more to like me and what I could offer, I guess. I don't know. So that's kind of like how I realized I wanted to do more things.
You realized you wanted to do more, and then what'd you do? Because you've done so much. You were at Radio Disney, you were at Dash Radio, you were at Power 106.
What was your first step
What was
into
your
like
first-
entertainment?
Okay, yeah. So when I first quit soccer, I remember waking up the first day of second semester and I was living with all soccer girls and they went to soccer practice and I laid in bed crying and I was like, well, who am I now? Like, what do I do? Like, I feel so lost. How do you even get started in entertainment? My parents didn't know anybody. I had no connections, no nothing. So I went to the gym, worked out, and I'm like, on the elliptical, and then I start crying again, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna start sending emails and I'm gonna just start getting involved. So I signed up to audition for Trojan Vision. I signed up to do ATVN that semester. I signed up to do KXSC radio that semester. I signed up for 2 different clubs that I was very passionate about that semester. I got an internship at Univision that semester and another internship at Ski TV that semester. So that was probably the hardest semester of my life.
You did that all in one semester.
All in one
Wow.
semester. I was maybe averaging 4 hours of sleep at that point.
I was
maybe
going to
not
say,
even.
how'd you manage your time? What'd you do? Did you have...
I just didn't really do anything except like go from one thing to the other thing to the other thing because the Univision internship was from 4 a.m. to like 8 a.m. Trojan Vision was from like 9 a.m. to 11. And then after that I did school and then there was ATVN. And so I just remember being obviously like just very just like, let's go, go, go. Like I'm going to really make it. I'm going to make this happen because my dad didn't want me to quit soccer because he's like, what are you going to do? So I wanted to prove to him that I can do something other than soccer. So that's kind of why I just kind of went in on absolutely everything. So I just wanted to build my resume more so because you can't really get a great job unless I think you have like resume
That
and
experience.
Yeah, and USC has so much to offer, so you need to take advantage of absolutely everything you can while you're here.
And the time flies while you're here, so it's good that you kind of
this.
like, the second you decided that you wanted to let go of something that was such a big part of your life, you embraced a whole chapter of a bunch
Literally,
of things.
I went like, and that's the thing is people are like, how do you even start? And it's, you have to just go head first. You can't just hesitate and be like, oh, tomorrow I'll send that email, or maybe tomorrow I'll apply to this job or whatever. No, you really have to be like, no, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna send this email. I'm gonna ask this person that I look up to get coffee with me or get lunch with me, chop it up, who knows? Like, you never know what can come out of it. And if they say no, then they say no and you move on, you know, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you did a 360 and then you just hit the ground running.
You have to, because if you don't, somebody else will.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have got the most driven personality I think that I've ever met. I've known Jessica for a while now, and she's just one of those people. It's when she sets her mind to it, she goes for it.
Yeah,
you went for it with radio, you went for it with hosting, and now you're going for it with music.
Yeah,
which is so exciting.
I know, so exciting.
Scary, exciting, nerve-wracking.
Scary, for sure.
You must be feeling so many different things from leaving such an industry that you were doing so incredibly well in, and to make that transition. What's it been like?
Well, it's been scary, obviously, because, okay, when I got hired at Radio Disney to have a show there, I remember being there and then seeing, obviously, people interviewing the artists, and I had grown up singing. I was like singing in soccer for me, singing Spanish more so. So I remember singing was always kind of like that passion that I was just always, I guess, too scared to, just didn't know how to pursue. I had gone to college at USC, so it's like, how do you even do music? Like, I'm studying communication. So, you know, I was always very scared to do it. But the more I did radio and like TV, the more I realized, like, I love this side of the entertainment industry. I love creating and being in the studio, and I love performing, and I love making music. And there's so many different things I want to accomplish with that. And I guess that kind of is what made it easier for me to leave Radio Disney and leave Power 106. But it was so hard. Like, I remember the day that I told my boss at Radio Disney I was leaving, I like cried in his office, and I'm like, I just want to go follow my other dreams, and it's scary and it's a risk, and like, how many people want to do music? But at the end of the day, if you know you're meant for something, and you know you have, you know that you're driven, and you know you're going to go after it like ruthlessly, then you know you just have to go for it, because life is like way too short to not at this point.
So I worked with Jessica at Power 106.
She did.
Last
Mornings.
So it's like we walked in at like 5:36, and Jessica was already there for like an hour.
Yeah.
And she, like, no matter what break you had, I feel like you were always singing. So it's like something that you were listening to music the whole time, but I feel like you have your voice within that you really wanted to like let out.
Absolutely.
And everyone knew it. Everyone knew you had such a great voice.
Everybody knew at Power. And that even like Jay Cruz, who's the host of the morning show now, we'd sit there and we'd talk and be like, so what do you really want to do, Jess? Like, is it radio? Because, you know, I think there's a big opportunity for you here at Power 106. And he's like, but I know you had Radio Disney and you left already. And you know, towards the end of my time at Power, I remember just kind of slowly bringing it up. Like, you know what? I actually want to do Spanish music. And he was so supportive of it. But everybody in the room knew I would always dance. If there was like an artist in the room, I'd like make them dance with me. And like, I would sing all of their songs out loud. And I was just constantly singing along and like just always moving in there. So I don't know, I guess everybody kind of saw that coming, and they understood why I left Power. So it was like a huge shock.
And I would always see your Snapchats of you dancing in the Power 106 studio, and there'd be guests in there. And I remember that one time Sierra came in.
Yes, I was about to say that. Her video with Sierra is amazing.
Yeah, and you got a video with Sierra, and she posted you on her Instagram.
Yeah, that was the craziest day of my life. Yeah, I had no idea what was happening, because first off, I didn't even get ready that day, so I'm pissed about that, because I was looking like kind of beat, but it's okay. So I was like in the studio, they were playing her song that she was debuting, and I just started going ham and like dancing, and then she like got up and started filming me, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, just keep dancing, Jess, just look natural. You know, don't do anything crazy. Yeah, pretend. Exactly. And then I looked down on my Instagram like a couple moments later, and all of a sudden I'm just getting like literally you couldn't even, it was just like blurry of notifications. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, did somebody post like a weird pic of me? Like, what's going on? And it was her. And that, again, was probably the best day of my life. Like, she's an angel. So I don't know. That was probably one of my highlights, I guess, at Power. Like, super unexpected, and I couldn't believe it.
So, well, I mean, so now, and you're an influencer on Instagram. You have a ton of followers. She has about what, like 20,000 followers now, and
almost.
We'll round up, close enough.
We'll round up like 900.
But you have a big like social media presence overall, and I feel like all your posts are very like inspiring. So even your like Snapchat, I know you post videos and you kind of like motivate people, like wake up, be happy, and like you're always working out and then working and then going to class. So like people really, I feel like by looking at your journey, get motivated to do things. Like, what inspires you to have so much energy on a daily basis?
Yeah.
And, like, be able to motivate others as well.
And also, how do you have so much energy? Yeah. I would like to know.
Honestly, I have no idea. And people would actually ask me that, because even on Disney, my show was at 4 a.m. It was like from 4 a.m. to like 9. And sometimes, obviously, there'd be days where I'd be coming off an all-nighter from like a final or like whatever, and I would be on no sleep, and I have to go there and talk on the radio and be like, what's up, Radio Disney? Like, it's your girl J Flow, whatever. And you have to be like hyped, because at the end of the day, it's your job. It's your job to wake up like all these kids listening. So people would always ask me like, how do you have so much energy? Do you like drink coffee, like Red Bull, like what's going on? And it is coffee. It's coffee, but naturally, like, I am a really hype person. I think just naturally my personality is kind of all over the place. So I guess that kind of helps a little bit.
So with that said about your personality, how do you want your music, your upcoming music? Because I know you want to go into like Spanish music and like Spanish pop, and also there aren't many girls in that field. So how do you want your music to make people feel? What do you want to do? Like, how do you want to touch people?
Yeah, and it's interesting because we'd always have this talk when we'd work in the mornings at Power.
Spanish music.
I know. And I remember actually you were one of the first people I told I was leaving Power, like months before I left. I'm like, I'm thinking about leaving, and I love working here, but it's just, at the end of the day, when you feel like you have a calling for something and it's undeniable, it's gonna get to you, and if you don't go for it, I think your whole life you're just gonna sit there feeling regrets, like I should have at least tried. I should have at least gave it my absolute everything, and then if I failed, then you can live with yourself. But I remember talking to you, and she'd be like, so music, like what do you mean music? Like you sing? Like what are you doing? So it's Spanish pop is kind of what I want to do. I mean, if you think about crossover artists now, it's like there's J-Lo and Shakira, and they kind of do like this both. They're able to influence a lot of like Latin American countries, but at the same time, they're huge influencers here in the United States. So that lane is so open. I mean, other than those two people who are a little bit older, there's not really that many young girls.
There hasn't been one
coming
for
out.
our generation
Not at
quite
all.
yet.
There was Selena and
There was
way
Selena,
back,
but she's
now we need a J-Flo.
We need a J-Flo.
We need a J now. No, but I just want to be able to like be that voice for, I guess, Hispanics in the media, because there are none for like women, at least. Even men, we're not very present in the media in general here. So I want to be able to, I don't know, I guess help Hispanics, like, I guess paint a new perception of what it is to be like Latino in the United States, because I think, especially with a lot of politicians, won't drop names, but you know, they kind of paint the wrong picture about who we are as a people and what we contribute to society, and it's so absolutely wrong. I think, I don't know, we're so much more than what, I guess, people say we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, where can people follow you?
Yeah, so all across all social media, it's just Twitter and Instagram, it's Yo Jessica Flores. So pretty easy, Y-O, and then Jessica Flores.
And now we're gonna get a sneak peek of one of Jessica's new songs.
The song is called
God.
Waves.
I'm nervous.
Waves. So listen and check her out. Follow her on Yo Jessica Flores on across all platforms.
Oh, and also shout out Dustin, who's in the studio right now. He's
Dustin.
the producer of The Lift Off.
Yes, we have Dustin from Power 106.
I know,
here
we're
too.
honored.
So listen to this song and check her out. Just follow her and make sure.
Keep your eye out for this one. She's about to do big, big things.
Holler.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Jess.
I love you
we
guys.
love you.
I'll see you at home.
I'll see you at home.
I live with her.
We'll be back at home pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, very
Floating and floating away, wave after wave after wave. Baby, come take me away, wave after wave after wave. Living in this moment, this single moment, nothing else compares to how it feels, just me and you. These vibes you're sending, can't comprehend them. Electrifying when it comes to being you. I'm drowning in your love.
You're watching Trojan Vision. For more of your favorite shows, check us out at trojanvision.com and like us on Facebook.